Hello students, how are you all? Hope all of you are studying at home, writing notes from tutorial videos and doing your assignments. Okay, so welcome to our today's class. And now you are, now we are going to study last part of chapter number 3, that is chemical reactions and equations. But before going to the next topic, as usual, let's revise what we have learned in our last class. Okay, so we have learned factors affecting the rate of chemical reactions. The first one is the nature of the reactants. Okay, so it is depend upon if the metal is less reactive, then the rate of reaction is decreased. But what happens if the metal is more reactive, then the rate of reaction will take place faster. Okay, then the second one is the size of the particles of reactants. Yes, size also matter. Smaller the size of reactant particles, higher the rate of reaction will takes place. Okay, so if the reactant particles have smaller size, then the rate of reaction takes place faster. Then the third one is the concentration of the reactants. Okay, what happened if when we used concentrated acid in any kind of reaction, a reaction takes place faster. Okay, so concentrated acid react faster than the dilute acid. Then fourth term is temperature of the reaction. Okay, so the rate of reaction increases on increasing the temperature. And the fifth point is role of a catalyst. So in this, the in whose catalyst, which means what, in whose the presence rest in whose presence rate of the chemical reaction changes without causing any chemical change. Okay, so catalyst plays an important role in any kind of reaction. Okay, so then we have learned about the term oxidation reaction. Yes, it is very easy. What is that? So the chemical reaction in which a reactant combines with oxygen, that means it gain oxygen or loses hydrogen to form the product, is called as oxidation reaction. Okay, the reaction is C plus O2 will give CO2. Here what happens, O2 is added. Okay, oxygen is added, so that's why it is oxidation reaction. Then what is that, what is reduction reaction? It is completely opposite of oxidation reaction. Here in this reaction what happened, the chemical reaction in which the reactant gain hydrogen, that means it gain hydrogen and loses oxygen to form a product. In oxidation reaction, the reactant gain oxygen, but in reduction reaction, reactant gain hydrogen. Okay, so sometimes you may see that in the reactant side there is O2 is added, then that is oxidation reaction. If there is H2 is added at the reactant side, then it is reduction reaction. If not O2 is added, no H2 is added, then look at the product side. If there is H2 is added at the product side, that means it loses hydrogen, and whenever a compound loses hydrogen, then that is also called as a oxidation reaction. Okay, I have given you some kind of homework that identify oxidation and reduction reaction. So here in this reaction, what is there? Here O2 is added at the reactant side, that means it is an oxidation reaction. Okay, here in the second reaction, what is there? H2 is added. Okay, that means it is a reduction reaction. Now look at the third reaction. No O2 is there, no H2 is there, but what we have to do in this condition, we have to look at the product side. Here I can see H2 is added, so that means it loses H2. Okay, so this reaction is also called as oxidation reaction. Okay, so this is till now we have learned these topics. So now today we are going to move towards the next, and our today's topics also very easy. So student, we have learned this reaction earlier, that vegetable oil plus H2 gas in the presence of nickel catalyst and at 60 degrees Celsius temperature we will get vanaspati ghee. Okay, now tell me which reaction is this? Here what is added at the reactant side? H2 is added. Yes. So this is a reduction reaction. Yes. The substance that bring about reduction is called as reductant or the reducing agent. So, what is the role of reducing agent? It brings about reduction. With the help of reducing agent, reduction takes place. Okay, now here is the one reaction which is given. Let's see what is that. When hydrogen gas H2 gas is passed over black copper oxide, that is CuO, a reddish color layer of copper is formed, that is Cu is formed. So I have written this reaction over here again because I have to explain the further part. Okay, so now in this reaction you can see, when you see this reaction very carefully, student, what do you understand? That in this reaction on oxygen atom goes away from CuO. Okay, here there is oxygen atom which is attached to Cu. Okay, and it becomes CuO. But you can see the product side, there is no oxygen atom. That means the oxygen atom goes away from CuO. So that means here the reduction of Cu takes place because it reduces oxygen atom. Okay, so which means that the reduction of copper oxide takes place. When now you can see over here this term, here H2 is there, only H2 is there, but now you can see at the product side H2O, that means O is added. Okay, that means here the gaining of oxygen takes place, and whenever a compound gain oxygen, that means which reaction, what happens over there? Oxidation takes place. Oxidation, which means what? Gaining of oxygen. So oxidation of H2 takes place here, and here the reduction of Cu takes place. So which means this oxidation and the reduction takes place simultaneously. So the reductant is oxidized by oxidant and the oxidant is reduced by the reductant. So a reaction in which both oxidation and reduction of atoms takes place, then it is called as redox reaction. So what is redox reaction? Reduction, that is red, and oxidation is ox, which combines to form a redox reaction. Okay. Now you have to identify the reductants and oxidant from the following reaction. I have given one reaction. Student, remember one thing. Here O2 is added to S, will becomes SO2. Okay, so this whole compound is called as oxidant. Okay, and H2 is added to H2S. Now this compound is called as reductant. Whenever O2 is added to something, that will become oxidant, and whenever H2 is added to something, that will become reductant. And you have to look at only reactant side. Okay, yes. So here in first reaction, oxidant is SO2, and what is reductant? H2. Reductant is H2S. Okay, now here the second reaction is there. Now tell me which is the oxidant. O2 is there, so MnO2 is called as oxidant and HCl is called as reductants. Okay, if oxidation means losing of electron, then what is reduction? Reduction means gaining of electrons. Okay student, so you must have seen that the luster of the surface of aluminium utensils in the house is lost after a few days. Okay, when we buy some kind of aluminium utensils, okay, very first time what happens? It gets shine. There is so much of shine in the utensils, on the surface of utensils. But what happens after a few days? The shine gets lost. So why this kind of thing happens? In aluminium utensils, oxidation of aluminium takes place, and after few days a thin layer of aluminium oxide is formed on the surface of the utensils. That is why aluminium utensils loses their luster in few days. So why this whole thing happens? Because of the oxidation. Because oxidation of aluminium takes place, and that's why we see that after a few days the luster which is there on the surface of the utensils, it gets lost. Okay, yes. Then here one activity is given. I will just explain it. So for that we will require 4 test tubes, 4 small iron nails, rubber cork, and the chemicals are like anhydrous calcium chloride, oil, and boiled water. Okay, so what we have to do, let's see. First one is place 4 test tube in a test tube stand. We have to take 4 test tube, okay, in a test tube stand. Then we have to add some boiled water in one test tube and put an oil layer. Okay, so in first test tube what we have to add? Boiled water and oil. Then in second test tube we have to add only salt water. Then the third test tube we don't have to add anything, only air should be there. Then in the fourth test tube we have to add anhydrous calcium chloride, okay, in fourth test tube. Place a small iron nail in every test tube. In each and every 4 test tube we have to add iron nail, okay, small iron nail. And we have to attach a rubber cork at the 4 test tube. Now let all the 4 test tubes remain unattended for a few days. We don't have to touch the test tube for a few days. Then what we will see, that the iron nail get rust in the second and third test tube. Okay, what is there in second test tube? Salt water. And what is there in third test tube? Air. Okay, so the iron nail gets damaged in second and third test tube. So both water and air are necessary for rusting. The rusting process takes place rapidly in the presence of salt. Okay, yes, salt is there in second test tube, that's why it gets rust. Yes. Then the new vehicle looks shiny as old vehicle look dull. You must have know that. Okay, a certain type of reddish color solid layer collect at the metallic surface. So whenever a vehicle becomes old, then what happened? A reddish color layer is formed on the surface of the metal. You must have seen this many times. Okay, so this layer is called as rust. This layer you can see here, the reddish color layer is called as rust. Okay, its chemical formula is Fe2O3.XH2O. The rust is formed by electrochemical reaction. Okay, some kind of reaction takes place, that's why this rusting takes place. Different region on the surface of iron becomes anode and cathode. Okay, so why this kind of thing happens and how, let's see. Fe gets oxidized to Fe2 plus at the anode region. Okay, then O2 is reduced to form H2O, that is water, at the cathode region, and the third reaction is 2Fe3 plus 4H2O will gives what? Fe2O3 dot H2O plus 6H plus. So due to the various components of atmosphere, oxidation of metal takes place, which consequently resulting in their damage. So due to the component of atmosphere, what happens? Oxidation of metal takes place, and this will become resulting damaged on the metallic surface, as we have seen in the last slide. Okay, so what is this term called? This is called as corrosion. Okay, iron rust and a reddish color layer is collected on it. This is called as corrosion of iron. Okay, now what is rancidity? You must have observed this, that when we use old oil, leftover cooking oil for making of food stuff, what happened? We'll get a different kind of odor. So that odor is called as rancidity. Okay, you must have seen this somewhere at your kitchen. Okay, if the cook is food in such oil, its taste also damaged. Yes, of course. So when oil or ghee is left aside for a long time, or fried food is left aside for a longer time, it undergo air oxidation and it becomes rancid. That means it becomes damaged. Okay, then we don't have to use such a kind of leftover oil. It is not good for our health also. Okay, so here what happens is this must be prevented by using antioxidant. Okay, antioxidant, the process with the help of antioxidant, this must be avoided. The process of oxidation reaction of foodstuff can also be slowed down by storing it in airtight container. So we have to we have to eat a very healthy food. Okay, we don't have to eat leftover food, especially at the time of summer. It is very difficult to eat that kind of food. It will damage our whole process and it is not healthy for our body also. So this is all about this chapter. So with this we have completed our third chapter. Please go through all the tutorial videos and everything. Do your assignment regularly. You will definitely understood the content. Okay.